If you've ever thought, I've always wanted to try ballet, but I'm too old. Or, I didn't start as a kid, so what's the point now? I want to stop you right there. Ballet is not just for children, it's not just for professionals, and it's definitely not only for people who started at age 3. From a biomechanics, neurological, and overall health perspective, starting ballet as an adult can be incredibly beneficial, and you might just be surprised by how accessible it actually is. Today, I'm going to walk you through how to start ballet as an adult, what to expect, how to choose a class, what you don't need to worry about, and how to approach ballet in a way that supports your body instead of fighting it. One of the biggest barriers adults face when starting ballet is expectation. Many people picture ballet as extreme flexibility, perfect turnout, endless pirouettes, and impossibly high leg extensions. But that image is shaped by elite training environments, not by what ballet actually is at its core. At its foundation, ballet is about controlled joint movement, coordination and balance, musical timing, strength through range, and postural awareness. And those are all skills you can absolutely develop as an adult. So if you are just now starting ballet as an adult, you're not starting behind, you're starting where you are. And that's exactly how movement learning works. You might also be listening to this and wondering whether ballet is even for you, especially if you're a man or someone who doesn't see themselves reflected in the stereotypical image of a ballet dancer. So let's say this very clearly. Ballet is not just for women. Balance, strength, coordination, power, musicality, and control are human movement skills, not female-specific ones. Ballet training develops lower body strength, trunk stability, jumping and landing mechanics, coordination, and spatial awareness in ways that are relevant for any body. Historically, men have always played central roles in ballet as jumpers, turners, lifters, and very expressive performers. And today, adult ballet classes increasingly welcome men who are brand new to the art form, as well as those returning after time away from the studio. So if you're a man considering ballet as an adult, know this. You belong in the studio just as much as anyone else. You don't need prior experience, you don't need a specific background, and you don't need to look or move a certain way to get started. I've had several guys take my adult ballet classes over the years, and it is always such a pleasure to have them in class. Now let's talk about why ballet can be such a powerful form of movement for adults. And this is where the science really comes in. From a biomechanics and motor control perspective, ballet isn't just artistic movement. It's actually a very sophisticated way of training both the body and the brain, especially as we age. First, ballet is a form of balance training. One of the most well-studied benefits of ballet is its effect on balance and stability. Ballet constantly challenges your center of mass over a changing base of support, standing on one leg, transferring weight, rising onto the balls of the feet, moving through space, and then stopping with control. This is exactly how balance is trained in rehabilitation and fall prevention research. You're not just standing still and practicing balance. You're learning how to control your body while it's in motion, which is far more relevant to real life. And as we get older, that ability becomes increasingly important. Second, ballet trains muscular strength and endurance. Ballet is often underestimated as a strength activity, but it builds both muscular strength and endurance throughout the entire body. The legs are working almost constantly, the core is engaged for posture and control, and even the upper body contributes through arm carriage, coordination, and stabilization. From a health perspective, strength training is one of the most important things we can do as adults. Maintaining muscle mass supports joint health, bone density, metabolic health, and long-term mobility. And ballet provides a way to build that strength through functional, full-body movement rather than isolated exercises. Third, ballet trains coordination and engages the brain. Ballet isn't just physical, it's deeply neurological. Learning combinations, remembering sequences, changing directions, coordinating arms with legs, turning, and responding to musical cues all place meaningful demands on the brain. This kind of movement challenges motor planning, spatial awareness, timing, and attention. In other words, you're training your nervous system just as much as your muscles. That cognitive engagement is especially valuable for adults because it supports brain health and keeps movement from becoming automatic or passive. And fourth, ballet encourages joyful movement. And this piece is just as important as the biomechanics. Research consistently shows that enjoyment is one of the strongest predictors of long-term exercise adherence. People are far more likely to stick with movement when it feels meaningful, expressive, or joyful, not just something they feel they should do. For many adults, ballet reconnects them with music, creativity, and a sense of play that often gets lost in traditional fitness environments. And that emotional connection matters because movement you enjoy is movement you will return to. Over time, that consistency is what truly supports health, function, and longevity. All right, so now you know the benefits and you are ready to start ballet as an adult. So how do you choose the right class? This is one of the most important steps. If you're a true adult beginner, when you are searching for classes, you will want to look specifically for adult beginner ballet, absolute beginner ballet, or introduction to ballet, ideally, or something that says just adult open ballet that clearly welcomes all levels of adults. I will say, though, mixed level classes, so things that might say beginner/intermediate, are not always ideal for true beginners and can sometimes feel a little bit overwhelming. So don't hesitate to start in a class designed just for adults who are brand new. I have taught beginning adult ballet for many years, and a good adult beginner class should move at a manageable pace, explain terminology, offer modifications for different combinations and steps, focus on the fundamentals, and feel welcoming rather than intimidating. If you are unsure if a class you see online is a good fit for you, email the studio or instructor and ask them, is this class appropriate for adults with no prior ballet experience? That single question can save you a lot of stress. Once you've found a class, the next question is usually, what am I supposed to wear? So let's clear this up. You do not have to wear a leotard, pink tights, or have a perfect ballet bun in your hair. What you do need to wear is clothing you can easily move in, something that is relatively fitted so that alignment is visible to both the teacher and to you when you look in the mirror. You need to wear ballet slippers or socks, and if you have long hair, it is always best to somehow put it up either in a ponytail, clip it up, or some kind of bun just to keep it off of your face and your neck so that you can do all of the steps in class. Now, if leotards and tights are your thing, go for it. Many adult dancers love the traditional ballet attire, and I love to see it in my classes that I teach. Dancewear stores or online retailers can help you find what you need, and I will go ahead and provide a few links in the description of this episode for some items that I would recommend. But if you prefer athletic or athleisure wear instead of leotards and tights, that is completely fine too. Just make sure you can move through a full range of motion, bending, lifting the leg, turning, and expect to sweat a little bit. Comfort and freedom of movement matter far more than aesthetics, especially at the very beginning in your adult ballet class. As for shoes, I do recommend ballet slippers if you plan to take class regularly. They're designed for ballet technique and the studio flooring. But that said, if you're just trying out a class, socks are perfectly acceptable. Just be mindful that they can be a little bit slippery on some studio floors. All right, so we picked a class to attend and we are dressed and ready to go. You show up to the studio for the first time. What can you expect in your first class? Most adult beginner ballet classes last 60 to 90 minutes and include bar work, center work, and sometimes a little bit of stretching. Class usually begins at the bar. Those long bars that are attached to the walls are set up freestanding in the middle of the studio. When you arrive, you may notice students already standing at certain spots at the bar. Ballet dancers can get surprisingly attached to their bar locations. So if you're unsure where to stand, just ask. Adult ballet students are generally incredibly welcoming, and someone will be happy to help you find a spot. In a 90-minute beginner class, I often spend about an hour at the Barre when I'm teaching. This allows time to go over fundamental steps, explain the technique, and apply corrections. Other teachers may split the class more evenly between Barre and center. It will vary depending on the class. The teacher will demonstrate each exercise, explain it, give counts, and then play the music while students try it on their own. In very beginner-heavy classes, I often do the combinations along with my students so they can follow me visually. But ideally, the teacher will be able to stand back and watch the class do the combinations so that then they can help provide some corrections. Corrections are a normal and essential part of ballet training. Being corrected does not mean you're doing poorly. It just means the teacher is invested in helping you improve. From my years of teaching adult classes, I've learned that some adults want lots of corrections and others want fewer. A good teacher will find a balance, but keep in mind that corrections are how progress happens, and the amount of personalized attention you get in class will vary depending on the class size as well as the teacher's style of teaching and leading a class. If you ever want more individualized attention, I would suggest asking your teacher about private ballet lessons. So after Barre, there's usually a short break, time to grab some water, stretch, or reset before you move into center work. Center work repeats many Barre concepts and adds elements like turns, jumps, and traveling steps across the floor. Depending on the size of the class, you might do all of the exercises together in one group, or if the class is very large, the teacher might split you up into two groups so that everyone has enough space to move around. Either way, it's unlikely you will ever be asked to do anything completely by yourself unless the class is extremely small. So, during and after your first ballet class, how might your body feel? Adult beginners often worry that discomfort means something is wrong. In your first class, you might experience muscle soreness in unfamiliar places, balance challenges, some stiffness the next day, and mental fatigue from learning new steps and new patterns. Keep in mind that none of these things indicate failure. Each time you return to class, you will improve, your body will adapt, and you will come to recognize many patterns in ballet classes that will make learning and executing combinations much easier for you to do over time. Now, things you experience in class that you should not push through include sharp pain, joint pain, numbness or tingling, or pain that worsens with each class. Keep in mind that ballet should challenge your body, not punish it. Progress is not linear and it's not fast, but it is incredibly rewarding. So ideally, you will find a class and a teacher that you genuinely enjoy, one that feels supportive, welcoming, and sustainable for you. Once you've found that, the next question becomes, how often should you actually be taking ballet class as an adult? If you're just starting out, once a week is absolutely enough. One class per week gives your body and brain time to process new movements, recover, and begin adapting without feeling overwhelmed. If your schedule allows, twice a week can be wonderful. That extra exposure helps reinforce patterns, improve coordination, and build confidence a little more quickly, but it's by no means required for an adult beginner. While it's true that attending class more frequently can lead to faster improvement, what matters far more than frequency or intensity is consistency. Regular repeat exposure is how your nervous system learns. It needs time to absorb new information, refine coordination, and gradually adapt to the physical demands of ballet. More is not always better, especially at the beginning. Steady, sustainable practice is what leads to long-term progress, enjoyment, and a healthy relationship with ballet as an adult. So, to conclude, if ballet has been quietly calling you for years, consider this your permission slip. You are not too old, you are not too late, you are not doing it wrong. Ballet belongs to anyone willing to engage with it thoughtfully and respectfully, including adults. I hope this episode helped to demystify what it really means to start ballet as an adult and gave you the confidence to take that first step, whether that's walking into your very first ballet class or returning to the studio after training as a child and stepping back into ballet with a new perspective. And if you still have questions about adult ballet, about classes, expectations, technique, or how to make ballet work for your body, please leave them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you, and your questions may help guide future episodes of Ballet Science. Thank you again for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you next time on the Ballet Science Podcast.